5 village defense volunteers arrested by Manipur police granted bail. Bail granted in wake of protests across valley. And government serves show cause notice to Airtel for opening mobile data in Churachandpur district. Hello, it is Selina KHUMUJAM and you are watching Northeast Window, giving you the latest updates at this hour. Now the news in detail. The 5 village defense volunteers who were arrested on 16th of this month by the Manipur police near Kongba Bazaar have been granted bail today. They were produced before the Imphal East Sessions Court at Urupok, Jairap and were provided bail by Sessions Judge W. Tonin. It may be mentioned that huge protests had erupted across the valley demanding their unconditional release. Only yesterday, people stormed into police stations demanding court arrest if they were not released. Manipur government has issued a show-cause notice to Airtel for providing internet services to unwhitelisted mobile numbers. The notice states that if in case satisfactory explanations are not received within the stipulated timeline, all services provided by Airtel shall have to be shut down, including internet services in the state of Manipur, without further notice. In view of the prevailing volatile law and order situation in the state, Manipur state government has been suspending telecom services in the state of Manipur since May 3rd. And has been reviewing at regular intervals for the phase-wise opening of the internet service. However, suspension of mobile internet, data services and VPN services in the territorial jurisdictions of the state of Manipur, except for those who have already been specifically whitelisted for physical testing by the state government under Rule 2 of the Temporary Suspension of Telecom Service Rules 2017, is enforced as on that. However, despite earlier repeated instructions, it has been learnt that mobile data internet services provided by Airtel were available to unwhitelisted mobile numbers in some areas of Churachandpur and adjoining areas of Bishnupur district, especially in Phogakchau-Ikhai areas on 20th September, while the suspension of mobile internet data VPN services is still in force, which is a serious lapse on the part of service provider, and this lapse might have led to the disseminations of the inflammatory and provocative clips, messages in various social media platforms leading to communal tension, hatred, rumors at this tense situation in the state. Furthermore, such lapses may aggravate the ongoing law and order crisis in the state. As per report from Manipur Police Control Room, situation in the state remained tense but under control with sporadic incidents of firing and congregations of protesters during the last 24 hours. Congregations of protesters were reported near police stations in Imphal East, Imphal West, Thawbal, Bishnupur and Kakching districts. Security forces thwarted any law and order situations by using minimum forces. Congregations of protesters were reported near police stations in Imphal East, Imphal West, Thawbal, Bishnupur and Kakching districts. Security forces thwarted any law and order situation by using minimum forces. Few protesters received minor injury during the dispersal of protesters. Search operations were conducted by security forces in the fringe and vulnerable areas of Bishnupur, Thawbal and Churachandpur districts. On the other hand, movement of 221 vehicles along National Highway 37 and 163 vehicles along National Highway 2 with essential items were ensured. Strict security measures were taken up in all vulnerable locations and security convoy was provided along sensitive stretches in order to ensure free and safe movement of the vehicles. A total of 131 checkpoints were installed in different districts of Manipur, both in the hills and the valley, and police detained 913 persons in connections with violations in different districts of the state, the report said. An organization of Christian 𝐶hIN tribes in the US has allegedly formed an alliance with Khalistani terrorists to run a smear campaign against India on the global stage. The North American Manipur Tribal Association, NAMTA, claims to represent 𝐶𝐾 tribes in the hilly corridors of India's Manipur and Mizoram states and the northern parts of Myanmar 𝐶hIN state. The Myanmar-origin Christian 𝐶𝐾 tribes have been rallying evangelical groups and other anti-India elements to put pressure on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government on giving them a favorable deal in their genocidal fight against the minority Meitei Hindus in the northeast Indian state of Manipur. NAMTA, in a post on X, earlier Twitter, indicated it has links with a Gurdwara in Canada's Surrey, whose chief and Khalistani terrorist Hardeep Singh Najir was shot dead by unidentified people in June. The Surrey Gurdwara had invited NAMTA chief Lian Gangte to speak on the Manipur crisis. Gangte used the event to wrongly inform the audience that the Manipur ethnic clash involved violence between a majority and minority community, and only the 𝐶𝐾 tribe suffered. He did not mention the killings of Meitei Hindus by the 𝐶𝐾. In another post on X, NAMTA thanked the Surrey Gurdwara for supporting the 𝐶𝐾 tribe's cause. An aircraft from Bell Geospace was spotted hovering over Churachandpur area for about an hour this morning. Bell Geospace provides full tensor gravity (FTG) gradiometry data and geological survey insights for oil and gas (ONG) mining operators globally. It is reported that an aircraft from DRDO landed at Imphal Airport. Governor of Manipur has declared premises covering by CAPF Camp 87 Battalion CRPF, Subsidiary Training Center, Jairol Pokpi, Jiribam, STC BSF Ganpimul Churachandpur District, MN Sector CRPF Langjing and 109 Battalion CRPF Mongsangay, 86 Battalion A Koi None, 28 Sector Assam Rifle Kaching District, 69 Battalion CRPF Mantripukri, and 29 Battalion BSF Koirengay, and 16 Assam Rifle Hengbung, and 86 CRPF Chilchil Kangpokpi District as temporary prisons for keeping prisoners with immediate effect. People continue to provide relief materials to inmates at relief camps. Former Wangoi MLA Salam Joy distributed essential items at the relief camp set up at Samuro Government School today. Later, he also distributed essential items at the relief camp set up at Thamba Laima High School in Iram Sifai. Manipur Cancer Society is observing World Rose Day, also known as the Welfare of Cancer Patients Day today. It is a day dedicated to honoring and supporting individuals worldwide who are courageously battling cancer. The society distributed roses and gifts at RIMS Hospital, Lamphel-Pat, and Jennings Hospital, Porompat, respectively. A football match was also played on the occasions between Amba FC and Cancer Warriors at Blue Sports Complex Sadokpam Maninglaikai. Manipur Cancer Society is an emotional support group for cancer patients. The main aim of the observance in the state is to help fight cancer. Manipuris have been selected for the prestigious BSA National Award 2023. The award is presented to those individuals who perform commendable work towards the development of the society. The award will be presented to them by Bhujana Sahitya Academy, National Committee of India on the occasions of 4th Bahujana Writers National Conference to be held at Andhra Association Auditorium, New Delhi on 15th of October. Selected persons for the awards are Nongmaithem Nilamani Meitei, Avai, Khetrimayum Kala Singh, and Ningombam Tomba Singh in the Lifetime Achievement National Award category, Wahengbam Singhajit Singh, and Thokchom Robindro Singh in the Kala Ratna National Award category. Phungai Ringam Kaishing, Bachaspati Mayum Asaprem Devi, Khetri-mayum Opendra Singh, Brahmachari-mayum Amushna Devi, and Tinguzam Rita Chanu in the Seva Ratna National Award category. Thongam Binodini Devi and Let Laikuram Joysan Singh in the Best Citizen of India National Award category. Maishnam Thoiba Singh and Sapam Premjit Singh in the Best Service Society National Award category. Kundong Bambimola Devi in the Vedya Ratna National Award category. Jingakam Ina Kunbi Laimam and Koishnam Daina Chanu in the Best Entrepreneur National Award category. And Inaubi Huiremba and Ngangom Norendrajit Singh in the Sahitya Ratna National Award category. All Manipur Women's Voluntary Association, Amawova, has condoled the untimely demise of ex-president of 𝐷𝐸 Welfare Association, Kanglei Park, Moirangthem Kainahanbi. In a press release, Amawova said Kainahanbi was a patriot who worked for Manipur for a very long time. Amawova maintained a 2-minute silence in respect to the departed soul. 3 of the 11-member Wushu contingent that was set to represent India on the ongoing Asian Games in China were forced to stay put in the national capital of New Delhi, while the remaining athletes on the list boarded their flight to Hangzhou. All 3 athletes who did not receive their traveling credentials are Niaman Wangsu, Onilu Tega, and Mipung Lamgu, belong to the state of Arunachal Pradesh. The contingent was booked to fly to Hangzhou through Hong Kong, but reports revealed that they could not receive clearance to travel beyond Hong Kong. The Troika have reached out to former Sports Minister and current Earth Science Minister, Kiran Rijiju, who also hails from Arunachal Pradesh, to find a quick resolution to the situation. The Wushu event at the Asian Games is scheduled to take place from the 24th of September to the 28th of the same month. Wangsu, Tega, and Lamgu were also handed stapled visas for their participations at the World University Games in Chengdu back in July, which was followed up by a 12-member unit that was supposed to fly to China, for the event was called off from attending the event. Meanwhile, India filed a formal protest against Chinese deliberate and selective obstructions of sportspersons after Beijing denied visas and accreditations to athletes from Arunachal Pradesh. Union Minister Anurag Thakur has also cancelled his visit to China. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Arindam Bagchi said the government had lodged a strong protest in New Delhi and Beijing over China's deliberate and selective obstructions of Indian athletes. He said the government had noted that these actions violate both the spirits of the Asian Games and rules governing their conduct. India reserves the right to take suitable measures to safeguard its interest. Mr. Bagchi added, China claims Arunachal Pradesh, which it calls South Tibet, as its territory. Last month, in a move that drew international criticism, the Chinese government issued a new standard map that included the northeastern state and the Aksai Chin region in eastern Ladakh within its boundaries. A local court in Islamabad yesterday summoned former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan on September 25th in a case related to his alleged un-Islamic marriage with Bushra Bibi. Pakistan-based Express Tribune reported citing Express News. Civil Judge Qudratullah, in an order issued to the Superintendent Atok Jail, directed the latter to ensure that Imran Khan is presented before the court. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf (PTI) chairman Imran Khan has been imprisoned in jail after being convicted in the Tosha Khana case. He was arrested from his Jaman Park residence in Lahore on August 5th. During the hearing, the judge will examine the arguments of the PTI chairman's lawyer challenging the court's jurisdictions in hearing the said case. The judge asks Imran Khan's counsel to prepare arguments after he sought time from the court. Imran Khan is facing charges of allegedly getting married to his third wife during the time of her iddat. Iddat is an Islamic terminology that is considered to be a specified time period of waiting for a woman before marrying someone else after getting divorced or after her husband's death. Canadian tourists, business travelers, and even some former Indian citizens are rushing to change flights and inquire about their trip deposits after India abruptly suspended visa applications in the country amid an escalating diplomatic row. A day after the Indian government warned its citizens in Canada to exercise utmost caution and hinted that their safety is threatened, BLS International, an agency that processes visa requests in Canada, posted an online notice saying services have been suspended until further notice. This should not happen for the innocent people, said 𝐁𝐄𝐈𝐬, standing in line outside the BLS office in Toronto. She was there to help her brother, a Canadian citizen who has lived in the country for 33 years, obtain a visa for a Hindu pilgrimage back to India. He had already booked his vacation time from work and feared the trip would be cancelled. Ties between Canada and India are at their lowest point in decades after Prime Minister Justin Trudeau accused the Indian government of orchestrating the assassinations of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, a Canadian activist who was pushing for an independent Sikh homeland in the Punjab region. India has denied the allegations, calling it absurd and hitting back with measures aimed at curbing travel between the two nations. Montreal-based engineering firm SNC Lavalin Group Incorporation Company, which now operates under the brand names of Atkins Realis, has limited travel to India for Canadian employees to essential reasons only until further notice, the firm's spokesperson Lawrence Meyer-Leroux said in an email. There hasn't been any impact on operations so far, she added, but the situation is being monitored closely. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi cited that though bringing the Women's Reservation Bill is an excellent step forward, it is unlikely that it can be implemented anytime soon. He also called it to be a complete distraction tactics on government part to avoid issues that are far more important. Rahul Gandhi in a press conference today said, "Women's Reservation Bill is great, but we received 2 footnotes that census and delimitations needs to be done before that. Both of these will take years. The truth is that the reservation can be implemented today. This is not a complicated matter, but the government does not want to do that. Government has presented this before the country, but it will be implemented 10 years from now. Nobody knows if this will even be implemented." He goes on to add, "This is a distraction tactic, diversion tactic." The opposition party also dubbed the bill as a teasing illusion. The bill to reserve 1/3 of the seats in the Lok Sabha and state assemblies for women received a parliamentary nod on Thursday as the Rajya Sabha unanimously voted in favor. And before we end, let's take a quick look at the headlines once again. 5 village defense volunteers arrested by Manipur police granted bail. Bail granted in wake of protest across valley. And government serves so-cause notice to Airtel for opening mobile data in Churachandpur district. And that is all we have for now, but for more news of that, keep watching Northeast Window.